go back over here. These are negatives. Certainly colorless, formless, intangible. See, these words, truly existing essence. Now we want to say, when you're in that state, what are you aware of? Mind? What are you aware of? What is this stuff? What is this? Certainly you'd agree, it's not boring. Right? It's not boring. It's not dull. Here's the problem, see. Is this a glimpse of this? Because this is really saying, as we mentioned before, you see, this is mind, right? Not turning on anything other than itself. This isn't turning on anything other than itself. Therefore, by reflecting on this and pulling it together into a unity, you're initiating yourself into the mysteries, and this is the mystery, that the nature of reality is truly existing essence, or in Greek, ousia. Now, that collecting together then is, like you mentioned a moment ago, it's a contemplation, it's a meditation, it's bringing you into mindfulness, and this then brings us into a more profound way of being out of our own experience. Now,
excuse me.
Yes, please.
This is the first time I am attending, so if I sound all these adjectives that you use, to me, they denote a sense of beauty, blissfulness, which has forms for me.
Yes.
Which has color for me.
Yes.
But you related that to colorless.
That's the object.
Oh, okay.
The effect it has on you.
All right.
Right? Like, try something. Consider the state of mind encountering beauty. How about unexpectedly? Wow. Right? How is that similar or different from considering this possibility? Much to your surprise, one day you discover that an old dear friend of yours suddenly shows up and you never expected it, and they just pop up right in the middle of a group, or walking around a corner around some street. There they are. What's that like? And now, here, not here, see, not in the object. What effect does it have? Now, don't use any terms that you would normally use to describe an experience of beauty, because they must be different, must they? Could they? Might they? Okay, sudden?
But the
beauty, sudden?
But the state of mind is dependent upon the object, what kind of experience you had with that individual that you knew before.
Yes, that's why I chose it.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. But, that's right, you want to heighten this, but then we're talking about the effect, the state of mind. This is what we want to pull together into a unity. So the point I was going to try to show is that if you take the state of mind of beauty, just beauty in itself, how is that different from recognition? Right? Right? Both there's recognition, aren't there? Right? Aren't there? Recognition, surprise, wonder, right? Astonishment, delicious surprise, all of those words. Now look what he says it does. This is curious now. He thinks this can be cultivated. This can be cultivated. These experiences can be cultivated. Now, Now, when he does this, Plato typically does this, and it's really, really a wonderful device. When he wants to now talk about that state, he's going to first describe the same state on the highest level. That's what he's going to do. And then he's going to contrast it with our everyday world. So, he gives us a glimpse of this when he says, look here, I've got to tell you about the difference between the nature of reality and our everyday world. Now, when he does that, he wants to pick on the idea of beauty, brilliance, shining, wisdom. See, we want to now, see, we're looking at this, and now he's going to introduce this, this word. And now, beauty, radiance, luminosity, we're going to need a whole bunch of words, and madness. That's how he does it. I'm at 250. So much then in honor of memory, on account of which I have now spoken at some length, through yearning for the joys of that other time. But beauty, as I said before, shone in brilliance among those visions. And since we came to earth, we have found it shining most clearly through the clearest of the senses, of our senses. For sight is the sharpest of the physical senses, though wisdom is not seen by it. For wisdom would arouse terrible love if such a clear image of it were granted as could come through sight. And the same is true of the other lovely realities. But beauty alone has this privilege, and therefore it is most clearly seen and loveliest. And so he's going to pick that one. That's what he's talking about. Now he's going to shift back to this. Now, I'm just skipping a couple of sentences. I'm going back here into the idea of initiation, which is where we were working. But he who was newly initiated, who has beheld many of the realities, when he sees a godlike face or form, which is a good image of beauty. Now, the effect. Watch the effect now. Shudders at first. Something of the old awe comes over him. Then, as he gazes, he reveres the beautiful one as a god. And if he did not fear to be thought stark mad, he would offer sacrifice to his beloved as an idol or a god. And as he looks upon him, a reaction from his shuddering comes over him. Sweat, unwanted heat. For as the effluence of beauty enters him through the eyes, he's warmed. The effluence moistens the germ of the feathers, and as he grows warm, the parts from which the feathers grow, which were before hard and choked and prevented the feathers from sprouting, become soft. And as the nourishment streams upon him, the quills of the feathers swell and begin to grow from the roots over all the form of the soul, for it was once all feathered.